Hi guys. So I wanted to talk about old souls for a minute, and I wanted to give you signs and characteristics. If you think you're an old soul, if you are not sure if you've been here before, if you lived before. So old souls can usually be noticed as children already. There's something wise about them, maybe something mature already. uh, doesn't mean they are not childlike or they are already seem like grown up or something. It just means there is some knowledge and intuition in them already. Another sign could be being highly aware, highly intuitive, eventually psychic, and you come with gifts and abilities you couldn't learn before, or some knowing as well, maybe attachment to certain languages and countries, to certain animals as well, or to nature. Um, it usually means you're operating from a different frequency if you've been here before and you already matured or grown different kind of abilities, like connecting to nature, connecting to animals, feeling really drawn to animals, or animals feel drawn to you, children feel drawn to you. Um, as a teenager, I saw a lot of people around me dating quite early. And I never was quite interested because I already kind of needed more depth in relationships. I was very childlike. At the same time, there was some wisdom around me, right? And I would see people dating, and I could not see myself being interested, because it was for me just not superficial, but kind of. I was always longing for depth and purpose in relationships, and I would always give myself wholeheartedly to others, and I'd also learn my lessons as well. Another sign you could be an old soul is seeing people for the soul that they are, and not for their profession or how they look like, and not judge people for all the physical traits they have, or how they look like, what they do with profession, if they're successful, right? Because you already understand that there is a soul behind these people. It's usually also pretty much brainwashed and programmed into our society. So most people as children are already aware of the fact that we are all souls, and we're not. And it's not about your profession, or your car, or your house, or your clothes, or your financial whatever. But as a teenager, we can get quite judgmental sometimes, and if you already treat people like the soul that they are, and not being distracted by looks or physical appearance or profession, then you might be an old soul as well. Old souls have some wisdom about them and some depth, and you could feel like sometimes you're childlike and sometimes you're this really old, wise grandma or grandpa, and you might feel like you're not from this world, or other people don't seem like don't. I see myself sometimes making jokes that could be made by my grandmother because they are so innocent somehow, or like just like silly, and I never was ashamed of like laughing about silly jokes, and I never had a huge ego in these kind of things when it comes to superficiality, and my ego was never like really huge when it came to how people looked, or like I would be laughing about things. I never felt like people are too cool to laugh about things, or to be silly, or to, I don't know, be randomly goofy. And because you know that like all these ego things we think are egotistical, not like ego-based things we consider important, you know, like, ooh, be serious because that's what makes you cool, or like wearing all these clothes will make me cool, or like smoking will make me cool, or drinking will make me cool. I was never really attached to that. There was a phase when I would drink more for different kind of reasons, but never to make me cool. I was never really honestly or seriously smoking because I never considered it would make any different than I am. And like today I can kind of admit that I'm a complete mess a lot of times, and I don't have my shit together. And people who try to cling so hard to their image and their looks and their, I don't say there's anything wrong with it. I find it quite boring sometimes when people are so focused on looks and appearance, because like obviously there's so much more to people and to a person, and it's so sad and like plain and superficial when life consists of your material belongings and your looks and your status, right? um and they cling, you can see their insecurities quite often when they cling to their image and cling to those imagination, or like those pictures, or their opinions they have about themselves, how they should be and how they should look like. I love when people are not taking themselves too seriously and are able to laugh about themselves and able to say like, I'm a complete mess, or like I'm super anxious, I'm super insecure, right? It's, and like the more we accept these parts of us, the more we are actually stepping into authenticity that makes us feel more connected to it, who we really are. And whenever I can admit my anxiety or my fears of like messing up or not taking myself too seriously, I'm actually feeling much more connected or grounded, and also stable in life, and also wholeheartedly human being. So maybe that was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.